Welcome to the Freelance Life series, Freelance Unfiltered. We're in episode 3, and we've titled this episode Love in the Home of Deadlines. It's a special one because Shay had the brilliant brainwave idea to get our significant others involved to spill the beans. We asked, they answered, and now we get to find out just how much freelancing chaos they've really had to put up with. What we've done is we had a set of questions that got sent to the spouse, and mine has replied to Shay, and hers has replied to me. So we're going to find out exactly what they think of us live in this episode. So
And something
I'm
quite
gonna
interesting. Sorry, before you kick off, something quite interesting that I just realized is that they share a profession as teachers, which actually makes this super interesting because that is quite a rigid profession in terms of times. You know, you have to do your work you have to be in class at a certain time, which is kind of the opposite of freelancing. You have to take your holidays at a certain time. So if there ever was a foil to freelancing, teaching is definitely one of them.
Yeah, I think that we've mentioned that before, but I always forget that your husband's also a teacher. And it's kind of weird how like our setups are similar in that way.
Can't work from home, that kind of thing.
Yes, yeah. Kind of dictated to by two different bosses. Well, mine works at a government school, so she's got the principal of the school as well as the Department of Education, and sometimes there's conflicting briefs. So yeah, unlike in freelancing, when sometimes you don't get a brief at all and have to produce,
too many briefs.
Cool. So, the first question was, what's the hardest part about living with a freelancer? So, would you like me to read your husband's response before you read? Okay.
Sounds
Cool.
good.
So, he says, probably every time I read something and being judged for grammar as a grammar Nazi, it's very difficult to read an article or understand one, as you're always being judged in a good way. Maybe she should come and coach my water polo sessions.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think that's very specific to being a writer, but nevertheless. Yeah. Okay, so according to Megan's partner, the hardest part about living with a freelancer is that because Megan is she can't turn work away. So she has meetings, not in office hours as such sometimes. As a freelancer, Megan has the stress of worrying about having enough clients to pay the bills. I worry about her sanity sometimes. Fair.
Hey, that is fair. I worry about my own sanity. Yeah. So perhaps we should have had this as a disclaimer right at the beginning that we will still, we won't kick the significant other out because we did ask them the questions.
No, they can stay. They can stay. We love them regardless, whatever they say. They might just get in shit later.
Cool. On to the next question. On the flip side, what's the best perk? So, Shay's husband says, freelancers get to work from home, which is awesome and allows a lot of family time, even outside of the 9 to 5 hours. So that's awesome that we get to spend time together with our daughter. I think that really is something that you do, like maybe in quieter months, because I go through periods where I've got no time at all. And like a lot of the household stuff falls onto Amanda. So, but when it's working well, you do tend to have a little bit more free time than the average office worker. So yeah, that's a good one.
For sure. Yeah. And similarly, your partner said the best part is that Megan can be flexible at times. So when I'm on holiday, she can arrange her schedule so we can do things together. So basically, it sounds like both of them really like that we can work around them.
Yes, which
Which,
I suppose
yeah.
when you're married to a teacher, you do unfortunately have to fit around their schedule. So being freelance
Hmm.
does help with that. Yeah.
Totally.
Cool. Next question. What parts of your spouse's job are you envious of? Um, so definitely envious that she can wear whatever she wants. Yoga pants and a t-shirt. I have to wear a jacket and tie to work.
That is honestly seriously one of my favorite benefits of working from home is, yeah, not having to think about what you're going to wear and just being comfortable, warm, cool, whatever it is you need. Yeah, active wear all the way.
Do you not find that sometimes you look at yourself and you think, I really should make more of an effort with my appearance? Because, like,
When I
when
have to
you've
go to
worn
the
the same pair
shops,
of tracksuit pants for like 4 days
yeah,
in a row and your t-shirt has a hole in it, like, it does. I'm not saying that you should dress up corporate every day, but like,
mm,
when your top is covered in mud and it's got a hole in and you're wearing mismatched socks, you don't feel as powerful,
yeah.
especially in meetings, as you would if you were dressed in normal working clothes.
Yeah. So what I've done to overcome that is I've leaning into the fact that I wear activewear every day. So I've bought nice activewear so that it's activewear that doesn't have holes that so like this top, for example, activewear top, but it's nice, you know? I like it. It's nice. I've got some I bought these sneakers which are activewear, but I can wear them to the shops without being embarrassed that they have holes in the toes and that kind of thing. So that's where I've compromised, is just by making sure my clothing is on the nicer side of active wear comfort.
Cool.
Oh,
Well,
my
if we're
turn.
showing, if we're showing shoes, these are,
Yeah.
this is my footwear today. These are
No
Carl footwear,
ways.
and I'm wearing promo socks from Castle Light. But I do have, I do have corporate pants on, and because I got fat over winter, so I've had to
No.
level up a pants size. So I had to go and buy all new pants. So all my pants
Well, we'll
are
have
really
to do a
nice now.
freelance fashion episode. Don't do as we do. Okay, so what parts of your spouse's job are you envious of? Again, yeah, I'm envious that she gets to work from home. Then, in good financial months, I get a little envious of the money she makes. Which also is something my husband has said to me, is that, when I say, oh, can't we just pay a little more on this or do that? He's like, Shay, you've got to remember what I get is what I get. There's no flexibility on the budget every month to do more or less, or, I don't have the earning potential that you have, which is not to say that I
Yeah,
always earn more than him, but I have the potential to. So that's
yeah.
definitely something to think about.
Um, she's quite right that in good months it is like, let's go out for dinner an extra time, or let's go
Mm,
and do something that we wouldn't normally do. But
yeah.
I found August for me was a terrible month. Like, I made a loss. So she has to pick up the slack in those months, which I think that's also, while we've got savings and all that kind of thing, you don't want to dig into savings unnecessarily. The savings is for like when you've had like 3 bad months in a row.
Mm,
So when I've had a bad month, she has to pick up the slack, and I think that that's also one of the downsides of being in a relationship with the freelancer, is that yes, when they're earning very well, or they've got the potential to earn very well, but when they are not earning, they are not earning. So yeah, swings and roundabouts once again. Cool. The next question. What makes you think, wow, I'm glad that's not me. And your husband answered, well, I'm glad it's not me because I've only ever read 3 books in my life, so I'd probably be a terrible freelancer. For that reason, you're probably happy that I'm not in that job. So I think very writing related again. But
yes. And I think 3 might be a generous interpretation. We've kind of worked out that 2 of the 3 were actually the set works that he claims that he read, but I'm pretty sure they just read in class at school. So not sure that
And
those
probably
count.
he was probably like me in matric that read the blue study guide of
Yeah.
Tale of Two Cities, the abridged version.
Yeah. Spark notes. All right. And Megan's partner said there are weeks on end that Megan works until after working hours. And I cannot work with uncertainty of not getting a salary. So again, like we said, it's the roundabouts. There's the potential to earn more, but then, also the stability
Yeah,
of having a salary.
yeah, yeah. Um, yeah. Look, I mean, after hours meetings is something that you could control a little bit better. Um, if I've had like if I've got a very big project in or something, then I do tend to work longer hours, but that doesn't happen all that often. Weekend work and evening work.
Mm.
I think that the biggest thing is the concern for stable income. Um, but a way to get around that is to pay yourself a salary. So if money's coming into the business this month, don't spend all that money. Rather just draw a salary like a normal employee. And that helps you kind of control your
Mm.
spend as well. So
Yeah,
it
true.
makes it a little less uncertain if
Yeah,
you do
which
it
you
that
do.
way
You
around.
pay yourself a salary, right?
Yeah, so I've got the business account, and then every month I draw the same salary. And the risk with that is that I didn't give myself an increase for about 3 years. But yeah, because you're too lazy to go and fix the payslip. But that's just me.
Uh,
uh, cool. Next question. Has freelancing changed the way you see work? Um, and I think that I've skipped a question.
Yeah, I think you skipped the one that said, so if their business gave you, as the spouse, an official title, what would it say on your business card?
Cool. Your husband went a different route with this answer, and he's given you another title. So,
So, so did yours, actually. So maybe I just
really?
asked that question
Okay.
really badly. Yeah.
All right. If I had if I gave Shay a title, it would probably be something along the lines of professional developer. Um, because I do read her articles that she posts, and if it wasn't for that,
Shame.
I probably wouldn't read anything and maybe be illiterate. So she she helps me professionally develop myself. Um, I have to ask, as an audience member, and I'm obviously asking for a friend. Your husband's a teacher, but he's worried that he's illiterate and he's only read 3 books, potentially 2.
Luckily, he's not an
Don't
English
ask.
teacher. Uh, oh dear.
Cool.
Yeah, so again, so your partner said, to be honest, I don't think there's enough space on a business card for all Megan does. I've heard her listen to clients and people's problems. She has been a business coach to many, giving advice on where to start as a freelancer or even how to set up a rate card. There have been times when she first started where she's done work for free, so an unpaid intern could work. Yeah, that's it. So,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
again,
A woman of
talking
very
about.
few words. Yeah. Um, I think as a freelancer, you do wear many hats though, because
Mm,
you're dealing with all the back end stuff of the business. So running a business, understanding the business, like how to do marketing, how to do putting your finances together, budgeting, understanding tax, all that stuff. In addition to actually what you're doing to earn that money.
mm-hmm.
So yeah, cool. Final question. Has freelancing changed the way you see work? Um, and your husband says, having lived with a freelance has definitely changed the way you potentially see work. A lot more things being done online on Teams or Zoom calls, and you're not actually having to have one-on-one meetings when almost everything can be done online. This has definitely helped me in my workspace.
Okay.
Does he teach
Okay.
via online?
No, maybe for other elements of his job, I would guess. Although, geez, COVID was interesting.
Yeah, yeah.
Listening to all of those lessons happening online. So yours said, yes, freelancing has changed how I see work. There's so many things freelancers do that I think others do not even know about. Also think freelancers are computer savvy, and most of what they know, they teach themselves.
Yes. And she thinks I'm computer savvy because I have to help her format reports once a term. And I often get phone calls in the middle of the day about like this Excel document doesn't want to do what I want it to do. Can you help me fix the formula? So not only am I computer savvy, but I can understand Excel formulas out of my head because you don't get a lot to go on when they're describing a problem to you.
Gosh, no. But
Yeah,
it is true.
cool.
Something that I actually didn't think about that often is also, helping my mom with things. And obviously, it's my mom. Yes, we are skipping a generation, but even my husband helping with, how to do things on the computer. We don't realize because we use it all day. You actually do become quite savvy at, as opposed to a job, say, like mom's also a teacher, opposed to a job,
Yeah.
say, like teaching, where you actually don't have to be tied to a laptop all day. So I think we can add
Mm,
computer skills to our list.
yeah. We're not bad on the computer. Your mom's a
The
teacher, so is
computer.
my mom.
And so is my sister. I'm surrounded.
Yeah, just about everyone in my family. I was a big disappointment to my gran because I didn't become a teacher. There you go.
What would your grand say about you being a freelancer?
I don't know if she actually would understand the concept. Yeah, let's get 2 generations. Yeah, we want to know, how do you deal with love in freelancing? Do you find it helps? Do you find it hinders? Do you help your partner out a lot? Is there stuff that's a sticking point? We want to know. Are your flexible working hours like something that your partner really does not like about your job? Put them in the comments. We want to know, and we will see you in the next episode.